confidence to do it. And what's funny is after the first period, he pulled me aside and was like, shoot the puck again. And then sure enough, I go out, my first shot on the power play creates that tip. So just good things happen when you're shooting the puck. And I think a lot of it is just kind of that mentality that I'm having is to just get pucks on net.
How much easier is it to know that when you're shooting that puck, you have players like a Spoons or like a Nurse in front that can tip it, even if you can't get it on net?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the goal. Like, I'm not looking to score when I'm up at the point. You're looking at Spooner, and she's a goal-scoring machine. I think if you get the puck near her, there's a good chance it's going in. So that's the goal, is just to get the puck to the net. But you have to also give the forwards a lot of credit because they're the ones that are going to the net front, taking away the goalie's eyes and looking for deflections and getting rebounds. So got to give the forwards a lot of credit.
How would you describe the way that Spooner's scoring is right now?
It's insane. Like, it's incredible. I think we were all like jaws were on the floor on the bench on that goal that she had. But the funny thing is as soon as she blocked that shot and took 3 strides and was gone, we're all like, this is going in the net. Like, that's just the rate things are happening for Spoons. That was an incredible move that she had there, but she's playing incredible and she's being rewarded for it.
What does it mean to lock up the number 1 seed heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. I don't think we were like fixated on it at all throughout the year. I think we were just progressing each game, and it feels pretty good to know that we just clinched that first spot. But I think if you were to look, in January at where we were and to see where we are now, I think you actually posted that graph the other day, and it's pretty insane to see our odds when we were in January. So I just think really proud of the group for the way we kind of rallied around and how we've had the mentality of just getting better every single day and not getting too far ahead of ourselves.
You guys have power like practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of it is kind of our mentality. We have been working on it a lot, but I also think it's kind of just the mindset we have going into it of we want to attack and we want to play fast off of it, and it's been working for us.
Do you give any thought to the whole like the number 1 seed gets to pick its opponent, or is that something that Troy and Gina were like, we'll do that, don't worry? Or... I
don't know. I think it'll be like I'm choosing actually no. I think the team we'll discuss it a little bit but ultimately they'll have the final say.
It's talking about special teams. Power play is obviously good, but a strength for this team all season has been the penalty kill. Can you just talk about what has made that group so successful for you guys, and especially today where in that first period you had 3 critical kills?
Yeah, I think that's something that we've been really successful this year is our PK. And I think when we go out there on the PK, we all kind of like play with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, and we have players that are willing to kind of do the little things right and block shots, get in lanes. And we kind of rally around the fact that, we're on the PK. And when we have that mentality, it's allowed us to be successful.
Is there a mental reset before the playoffs? Following 2 days, but...
Yeah, it's quick. We're moving quick. I think Gina just said in the locker room that there's like at most, I think 3 weeks left with playoffs and everything, and that's crazy to think. So we'll have to kind of reset quick and get in playoff mode right away. But I think we're building toward that right now with these last couple games.
5-on-5 as well, but early in power plays, I think someone like Renata has got so much speed and a quick shot and a quick release. I think if you get a shot on goal or gets shot directed at the net, it breaks down a penalty kill. So she always laughs and just shakes her head when she does it and has success. And just it's kind of a funny little connection between the two of us. But she does a great job when she puts pucks on net.
Talk about the special teams today. You guys were strong on the power play and have continued to be strong on the penalty kill. What do you think has been the success for both of those units? I know that the power play has been more of a recent success.
Yeah, we've talked a little bit lately. Like our penalty kill, it probably would surprise people. We don't work on it. We don't practice it. We talk about it a lot because we believe it's a mentality. And we'll do little tweaks, but we show the penalty kill what the power play may be doing. And we just trust them that they're going to use their instincts. It's all about the little details in a penalty kill. And it's a lot about the mentality, and we've kind of challenged the power play to find their own mentality in the power play. Like if you go out on a power play and you think it's a time to get a break and you just get outworked by 4 people, you don't have the advantage, and that's obviously an old coach thing, but it's true. You need to have confidence in something that's going to fail 80% of the time. So if you don't use that as a momentum builder, you're never going to have success. So it's how you deal with those failures. Do you learn from it? Do you get better every time you go out? And if you do, you can have a similar mentality to the penalty kill.
And what were your thoughts on Campbell's game today? She made some pretty big saves for you guys in the first period.
Yeah, I think her game is exactly what we expected her to do at this point in the year. I think she played confident. She's been confident, the better part of the year after a slow start. So she's doing her job for sure.
You said earlier this week you scored a lot of pretty goals. How would you describe Hannah's goal?
It was nice. It's funny, our bench actually shook their head at me because I thought Renata should have shot it earlier. But it's a nice play. It's kind of like that 0.5 hockey pass that was made from below the goal line. And Hannah was winding up thinking she might get it from Fast first. But it was a beautiful goal. And I just because we have won a shooting mentality, like I've always told them, I think the shooting mentality will take care of about 10% of the power play. And plays like that should take care of the other 10%. So it's a give and take, and on that one they definitely had a beautiful play.
You've spoken before about not wanting to grind out games with this final stretch, and your last couple wins have been bigger ones now. What have you kind of made of your team's performances, especially tonight with one game left?
That was my only message really in the room. It was nice that we didn't have to grind this out. I was able to play 13 forwards and 6D. So it's just nice that you're not having to tire out, shorten your bench at this point in the season. You want to be able to give everybody some valuable experience right now and meaningful games in case you have to rely on them to play key minutes in the playoffs. So it's just good to be in a situation where you're not having to grind it out in the last minute of a game to get a win for something like first place. First place is important. It's great. But it doesn't guarantee success in the playoffs. So we want to set our team up for success. And by not grinding it out, that gives us that step.
And on that note, how do you feel like your team is looking right now based on how you want them to be with the playoffs approaching?
Yeah, I mean, you're never fully satisfied. And I think our group, I'm sure if you ask any of them, like there's still room for us to improve. And it's not trying to be negative. It's not being that sour coach. There's just areas we got to clean up. We got to be better on our breakouts, making plays on the wall. I find we try to score off entry too much instead of being okay with some ozone play. It's just little things. Everybody has their things they got to tidy up, and just because we came in first place, it doesn't mean we don't have things to clean up as well.
How do you think you guys will manage the interesting little you can pick your opponent? Like, is that going to be a team decision? You give 24 hours to do it once everything's set?
Yeah, it's kind of good that we're just not there yet. And I know that's obviously avoiding it a little bit, but we're not there yet. So we don't even know who we would get to choose from. So there's not, it doesn't make sense to waste a lot of time right now into diving into it. But I'm actually excited about it myself. I'm excited to chat with staff. I'm excited to get some thoughts from players. We picked away at it a little bit, and we have all the analytics and the data that we need to make the decision. But it's also some conversation and some preferences as well.
Are you still probably leaving it up to the players?
Part of it. They'll be part of the conversation. I don't think it would be very responsible to fully leave it up to the players. I think it's important to collaborate. So it will be probably more of a collaboration and a joint effort than most people would actually think it is. And
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah.
You mentioned the mentality and grinding it out part of things. I'm kind of curious to ask about Maltais empty netter. Players all over.
Yeah.
What does that kind of show about the way that she plays and just the way that this team plays right to the last minutes?
Yeah, I mean that's what makes her as good as she is. When she plays that way, I think she gets a ton of chances. Often players like that, when they're starting to produce a little bit more offensive, they get away from that. I always try to remind her that I think that's her bread and butter. That's what makes her so successful. That's what makes her unique in the world as a player. So I think when she brings that, she's one of the best players in the world because she can do that on a consistent basis, and not many people can match that energy and that attitude.
What were your thoughts, obviously, on Spinner TMO? She had a good game, but what did you like in her game tonight?
I mean, she just has a knack to score. She's hungry to score. She's got confidence to do things that you need to do to be successful offensively. I'd like to see her clean up some of her breakouts so she actually gets some more pucks through the neutral zone or gets it to her teammates. But she just has a knack to score. I think, any team that I've been involved in, she's been number one or number two in scoring. So none of this is surprising to me. I don't think she's surprised by it at all. Like she has a knack to score like very few people in the world.
How much was your team looking forward to just getting back on home ice tonight?
Yeah, for sure. It's been a while, and anytime we get to play in front of these fans, we're excited about it. So glad to get the win tonight, and it felt good to be back.
How does it feel to clinch the first seed in the standings?
Yeah, it feels really good. New league, so pretty cool to take home first there, but we're working towards a bigger picture here.
You've been pretty vocal in practice on the power play. How gratifying is it to see it starting to turn around like it is right now? I mean, last two games has been pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think we've just been building and working on things each and every day, and communication is a big piece of that. And I think we all chat and help out with that piece of it. So it's been good, and we're looking forward to just keep it going.
Was that the prettiest goal of the year so far for
I don't know.
It was pretty nice.
Thanks.
Are you happy with your own season? I haven't had a chance to speak to you, but you've been a great player for this team.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. New league, so I think at the beginning of the year, everyone's kind of feeling out what it's going to be like. But I think as long as we keep building and keep working here, it's been good.